Part 3. Let's keep this going. By the way, just in case you guys are wondering, they're watching the Sarah Jane Chronicles over there. Yeah, we got good shows. My wife's got good taste in shows. Anyways, let's hurry up and get to the society part. I'm burning 3 vids on this, and I don't want this to go on long, so I have to put up a 4th, which can easily happen with this subject. Ultimately, societies want to continue to run the way they run, and they cannot have certain illusions removed, so they have to get rid of the Joker. They have to capture him. They have to keep him down. Again, I'm weaving some parts of the plot, but I'm also trying not for you guys to look a little bit beyond the plot so you can understand the symbols here. Okay? How far does society want to go in order to capture the Joker? They first tried, ideals. That didn't work. Harvey Dent can't really touch the Joker. They then tried the long arm of the law, but the long arm of the law itself has certain principles it needs to uphold. They can't catch the Joker. It falls to Batman, the clandestine side of society. And that also represents the ugly side, the side that is above morals. Remember what I said about in the last vid. Morality has nothing to do, ultimately, with how society is really run. Because, again, morality itself is a human-made illusion, one that we use in order to function, but it's still an illusion. Really, think about it. What is truly good and what is truly evil? Is there really such a thing? Instantly, you guys are going to be saying, yes! Won't argue with you, but I would like you guys to just simply think and do a little thought experiment on what we consider to be evil, and then take that thing and put it in nature and see if it still holds up. With that being said, let me move on. How far do they want to go to capture the Joker? How far are you willing to go to stop the veil from being lifted, which would cause society to crumble? I'm not going to spoil the movie, so I'm not going to detail certain scenes. But as we were reaching the climax of the movie, when things were really getting up to a boil, actually the climax I think was just past this point, because that's when the Joker really began telling people what his intentions were. That scene in the interrogation room was very telling. If you were paying attention, much of the movie was explained there. How far is he willing to go? Okay? How far were they willing to go to capture Joker? You remember that little scene in the research department when they said they got broken in? I'm not going to spoil it. All those screams, what the Batman was willing to do that had even Lucius Fox going, this is no one should have this amount of power. Chilling, isn't it? Again, I'm not going to put my own views on this type of thing. All I'm going to say is, hell, we're facing that right now with our own government, and many of us find that appalling. Because it is. But, think about it. If you want ultimate order, which is simply another way of saying, if you want ultimate control, because that's what order is. Order is a plan. Plans are ultimately control. If ultimate order leads ultimately to that, that's the best way you're going to have your own plan and affect order, to control every last aspect of something, to counter chaos, which is the complete losing of control. That's what it's going to lead to. Remember when Bruce Wayne was talking to Alfred about that one guy in the jungle that they were not able to convince, and when the guy's saying there's certain people you can't bargain with, you can't reason with, all they want is to see the world burn. It's a very important line, and I'll explain why in a moment. When Bruce later on asked him, did you ever catch this guy? He goes, yes. And he goes, how? We ended up burning the whole jungle. Set the whole jungle on fire. That's how we finally got him. Kind of extreme, isn't it? That is ultimately what the Batman does to Gotham. Symbolically, that's what he does. He burns down the jungle. He tears apart the ideals, the illusionary ideals of society in order to stop the chaos. You've seen the film, you've seen the scenes, you should understand what I'm speaking of. That is symbolically what he does. Because morality is out the window at this point. It always was. Morality is only something that you use to keep the system running. It isn't necessarily what you use to control it. It's just how to keep the humans in line, the people right in line. Notice also the Joker that wants to see the world burn, and the Joker does use a lot of fire in this film. Fire is a big symbol here. He burns a lot of crap. He blows up a lot of crap. Just utterly destroys it. But notice some of the things he blows up, some of the things he burns. Things that get blown up, banks get popped, hospitals get popped and all that. But toward the end of the movie, there's something else he burns, and also he matches up. This is why I'm going to explain that line about some people want to watch the world burn. The Joker does say something similar to that in effect when he later on says, I just want to show everybody that in the end, everything burns. But what did he burn in that scene when he said that line? It goes deeper than that line, watch the world burn. What did he set on fire at that scene when he matched the line? He burnt money, a huge pile of it, which everybody else was after. He burnt the money. He even said money meant nothing to him. That is extremely important with the underlying theme of this movie. If you can't catch it, all I can say is you really need to think about this. I mean, you really need to question if you really think you're intelligent. If you did not catch this, he burns the money. That is such a big symbol. Because money, think about it. I want you to think about it. I don't want to spell it out for you. But what's one of the ultimate things about a society that keeps it running? And what's also one of the biggest illusions about society? In the sense that the only value it has is what we place on it. But in nature, it means nothing at all. Something, again, that's a topic in itself. That's a very big scene. I'm also going, finally, let me just brush up on this. The Joker spelled, in two major scenes, the Joker gave away the entire crux of the movie. First in the interrogation scene, when he was explaining the relationship between him and Batman. Some people would see that the whole mythos between the Joker and Batman, I need you, you need me, you complete me, but it goes deeper than that. The person trying to break society down needs the clandestine in order to push his message. Just like that clandestine needs the guy trying to break society down, the outcasts, the sociopaths. They need them in order to function. Because it's the sociopaths that they say, see, it's because of them that you need us. And the sociopaths are saying, it's because of them that I'm doing what I'm doing. To try to get people on their side. It's still a mind game. That's what he's spelling out there. Them both using illusions in order to, one is to keep the illusion alive, the other is trying to break it down by using each other to do it. But then, the scene between the Joker and Harvey Dent in the hospital, he spells out the entire movie right there. If you remember it, good. If not, well, if you got the cash, go see it again or wait for it to come out on DVD. But the whole underlying message of the movie is explained right there. Also in there, when he says that they're schemers, I'm against the schemer. I'm just here to show how stupid their plans are. There's a very important line when he says that, well, you had a plan, look how you ended up. That is such an important line, because what he's basically trying to say is that in the end, the freak that you're trying to wipe out, the monster you're saying that you're combating with your plan, is exactly what you have to turn into in order to keep the plan going. And again, this is what the Joker is trying to, what he's supposed to represent is trying to lift up. The lifting of the illusion, the lifting of the veil. Which again, when people lift that veil and see the illusions for what they are, it's very hard to cope with. And this is one of the reasons why these are the type of things that they don't want to teach kids, and you definitely don't see in a civics class. Let me wrap this up. I'm actually going to be able to wrap this up in 3 vids. Good. The end of the movie. How it ends. They keep the lie alive. Hope is the big thing. They do what they want to. They do what they do for hope. To keep people's spirits up. But it's a lie. It's an illusion. Which again, even hope. I'm sorry for the people out there who glorify it, and I'm not saying it's, again, this has nothing to do with good or bad. This is just what is. Hope itself is an illusion. It keeps people going. Yes, which is why it's used. But it is an illusion. They keep the lie alive in order for it to function, which was what the whole movie was about. The illusions that are needed to keep a society going. The ugliness of keeping those illusions. And why the person trying to lift the veil is always viewed as a monster. I hope I explained this well. I'm not sure if I did, because I could go on and on about it, and it's hard to try to explain this even in just 30 minutes, but that's one of the major messages of the film. If you caught it, great. If you didn't, I hope you did catch it. If you disagree, all I can say is watch the film again. Comments, of course, are welcome. Thanks for putting up with me for 30 minutes, or more than 30. Catch you guys later. Bye.